Welcome to the National Early Years Learning Framework, a guiding document for all early childhood educators right throughout Australia. This framework articulates our collective vision for all children from 0 to 5 years of age. The EYLF has been compiled by educators, for use by educators, and is intended as a pivotal professional document to guide our future work with children. As we read through, reflect on, and interpret this framework, we find it calls on us to not only consider our own practice, but to respect and nurture those valuable connections with families and support professionals in order to enhance each child's learning and development. My name is Helen Lawrence. I'm an early childhood consultant representing Gowrie, Victoria. This project has been funded through our State Professional Support Coordinators, Community Childcare Victoria, in association with the Federal Government. It is designed for you to study individually, or perhaps to view within your staff team, or maybe even to use as a resource to inform new staff and families. I encourage you to pause this presentation at any time and to use it as a tool to reflect on. You may wish to debate issues of relevance with your colleagues. It may confirm your current pedagogical decisions, but it may also challenge, even confront you, to modify existing practices. The EYLF recognises the valuable work we do and asks us, as an early childhood practitioner, to reflect on its vision and principles and to interpret them according to the needs of the children, the families and communities with whom we work. Through this presentation, I'll cover the story of the National Framework, why and how it came about. I will discuss its important vision for all children. As emphasised in the framework, it is vital for all children that they experience a strong sense of belonging, that being a child is respected and honoured, and that children are given the opportunity to become all they potentially can be. We will explore certain elements of the framework, including its 5 key principles. These principles of secure relationships, partnerships, high expectations, respect for diversity, and ongoing reflective practice strongly influence the quality of our work and underpin all of our pedagogical practices. The application of these key principles will be reflected in the quality of our daily work as we assist children to progress towards the 5 broad and observable outcomes identified by the framework, those of identity, contribution and connectedness, well-being, confidence and involvement in learning, and effective communication. Finally, we'll ask the question, where to now? Realising that every educator and every early childhood service will be on a different stage of their journey. Since both the state and federal elections of 2006 and 7, early childhood education has moved centre stage and into the spotlight. Research confirms that by investing in the early years, we can, as a society, work to prevent many of the social problems that plague our modern world. This educational revolution is not a moment too soon. Those of us who work with children know how important a role we play in building the strength of future generations. Yet, as a sector, we have been fragmented. In short, we have been out at sea. In 2006, the OECD, the Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development, published a report entitled Starting Strong. Of the 14 countries who were profiled, Australia's investment in and our level of early childhood provision rated an alarming 13th. One of the reasons for this is that until now we have not had a guiding document that articulates our value as early childhood educators. Yes, we had the Children's Services Regulations and have had the National Childcare Accreditation Council administering our Quality Improvement Accreditation System, but these documents and bodies have never really explained our pedagogy. They've never really explained the art and science of educating young children. So without a way of informing our stakeholders why we design our programs the way we do, why we teach and implement our programs the way we do, it's been difficult as a sector to articulate our value as professional educators. Very closely linked to this has been the prevailing disconnection between what we define as care and what we define as education. There is in fact a very strong connection. Brain research has shown us that positive care and nurturing in early childhood is critical to the formation and development of neural pathways within the developing brain. Care, learning, and education are intrinsically linked together. So who did compile the EYLF? In short, we all did, through a collective effort. The EYLF was principally authored by a team of leading early childhood academics and practitioners in line with our contemporary understanding of early childhood development, programming, and learning. It was then modified after being trialled in a range of services with children of different ages from different backgrounds. These trial sites included family daycare, long day care, multifunctional Aboriginal services, preschools, and integrated early learning settings. Great work has been done in many of these trial sites, and we continue to gain valuable insights from the educators who contributed to its development. Many of us were involved in a consultation process throughout the development of the framework and have also had valuable input into the development of an EYLF practitioner guide. Through this process, the framework has refined our vision and defined identifiable boundaries within which we can achieve quality practice. The national framework recognises the importance of our communities and emphasises the connections between the individuals and groups that form each child's community. It recognises the value and contribution made by all who support a child's learning and development. At the centre of the community is the child itself, part of a family unit, who naturally become the child's first teacher. This then extends to the maternal and child health service, many times the first opportunity families have to engage with professional services. They may then be connected to a family daycare scheme or occasional care program, or draw on additional early childhood services, such as disability support or family services. In some cases, a child may move straight into a long daycare setting or move straight from home to a kindergarten. Then there is recognition of the child's movement into school and the transition into formalised learning. This is often supported by an outside school hours program or vacation care setting, all of which contribute to the tapestry of learning experiences children encounter within their widening educational community. So let's consider the document itself. In practical terms, navigating through the EYLF is straightforward. We move logically from the overarching vision for children of belonging, being and becoming to the principles which guide our work and inform our daily practice. This relates to the outcomes we aspire to for all children, depending on their unique personality, dispositions for learning, cultural background and interests. We move there to a glossary of commonly used terms in education, and finally to a set of references to allow us to investigate and explore pedagogy and child development in depth. A word of caution, however. It is vitally important that as educators we embrace the vision and principles and avoid simply jumping ahead to the outcomes. The outcomes are broad in nature and are not intended as a checklist, assuming a one-size-fits-all approach. As we all know, children learn in different ways and at different rates, and so not all children will achieve all outcomes, not in the same way or at the same time. Our role as early childhood educators is not to hurry children towards a standardized set of criteria, but to set the stage for learning and to build on each child's strengths and interests. Let's take a moment now to consider the framework's vision for children. We start with belonging. Knowing where and with whom you belong is integral to human existence. This need is evident across all genders, ages, races, and cultures. The successful transformation from a dependent baby in arms to an independent and interdependent member of any society is intrinsically linked to the quality of early childhood experiences. Neuroscientists tell us, for example, that the prefrontal cortex of our brain develops at an astounding rate throughout early childhood and is affected by our experiences, what some refer to as exquisite moments. The prefrontal cortex is the area of our brain that not only affects our ability to concentrate and to plan, but also to exercise self-control and to feel empathy for others. Nature and nurture work together in a delicate balance. By and large, developmental psychologists inform us that a child's internal map is largely determined by the quality of their relationships in their first 18 months of life.